Infiniti of Tacoma is a great place to find your next pre-owned Porsche in the Seattle Tacoma area. Not only do we provide new Infiniti sales, service, and parts, we also have a huge used car department that specializes in used luxury automobiles and SUVs as well as sports cars and exotics. We sell lots of pre-owned Porsche sports cars and Cayenne SUVs, so we are always actively searching the entire West Coast and Southwest for the nicest ones we can find to stock our pre-owned inventory. If we don't have what you're looking for in stock, we'll be happy to tap our vast wholesale network to find a clean, low-mileage Porsche to your liking. Many of us have dreamed long before we could even drive of owning a Porsche. The obsession might have started playing with die-cast models and toys, admiring the fine lines and unique styling. Maybe a family member or friend owned one and took you out for a spin in their Porsche. Today you're all grown up and may be thinking of turning that dream into a reality. Luckily, Porsche has produced hundreds of thousands of their high-quality automobiles that are now affordable to almost anybody on the pre-owned market. You may wonder which one would be the right one for you. We would recommend starting to look at some late 90s models if you're thinking of spending around $20,000 or under. Anything older would be difficult to secure financing with. Even ones from the late 90s can be difficult as well, but if you have good credit, there are certain credit unions that will provide a loan. Also, with the older you get, issues with reliability can come up, as well as finding ones with low miles. As there are always exceptions, you'll have an easier time and have a wider selection to choose from sticking to the late 90s or newer in your search. For late 90s models, you would be looking at the 911 or Boxster. The 911 is the Porsche of legend, and you can track its evolution to the 1960s. Since then, Porsche has been refining and improving the design. It's the only production car sold in the US with an engine mounted behind the rear axle. Because of having all that weight in the back, the 911 used to have a reputation for scary handling and untrained hands. But the more modern models have been so finely engineered that this is no longer an issue. While some may say it makes no sense to have an engine mounted in the back, you can look at a long, very successful racing history that would argue otherwise. For most of its production life, the 911 was air-cooled, but with the introduction of the Type 996 version, it was the first 911 to have a liquid-cooled engine. You'll find these Type 996 versions of the 911 readily available on the pre-owned market, and many with well over 100,000 miles, proving its reliability. Porsche has a laundry list of options for the 911, in many different versions: rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, turbocharged models, racing-oriented GT2 and GT3 models, and convertibles. You will pay a premium for the higher-end GT2, GT3, and turbo models, and they will likely be a little bit more expensive to service. A rear-wheel drive hardtop model would be the most economical to own. The 996 received power increases and upgrades up until it was replaced for the 997 series in 2005. Porsche has always said that form follows function in their automobiles, and the way they look are not dictated by stylists or artists, but by engineering. So as you can see pretty much from its introduction in the 1960s, the 911 has never undergone a radical redesign. It always seems to follow the same theme and design, with understated improvements with each new model, never breaking its general mold. The most revolutionary change, and possibly most upsetting to Porsche purists, was the switch to liquid cooling with the 996. The Type 997 is not radically different than the 996, but it was improved pretty much in every way. Some notable features you'll find on the 997 version of the 911 are the option of ceramic brakes. Though expensive, they stop the car quicker than almost any other production car on the road. A dual-clutch automated manual transmission, known as PDK, also became available with the 997. Though more efficient and quicker shifting than a human with a regular manual transmission, it does seem to take away from the connection you have with the vehicle and the joy and satisfaction of precise gear changes with Porsche's regular and very sublime fully manual transmission. But if you want to commute or have a spouse or family member who will also drive the vehicle and doesn't want or know how to drive a manual, the PDK is a good compromise. Infiniti of Tacoma currently stocks both the 997 and 996 versions of the 911. If you find the 911 a bit out of reach or want a newer Porsche model but can't afford a newer version of the 911, the Boxter is a fantastic automobile. Inspired by the 550 Porsche Spyder from the 1950s, the Boxster is a mid-engine, two-seat convertible using a liquid-cooled flat six-cylinder engine. Created as an entry-level Porsche for those finding the 911 out of their price range, the Boxster has proven to be very popular and an extremely fun car to drive. First arriving in 1997 and making a modest 204 horsepower, it was in no danger of outgunning the 911, but with a light body and well-engineered chassis and suspension, it made up for its lack of straight-line thrust with amazing handling. As the years rolled along, the Boxster was improved and received power increases. An S version became available in 2000 with a larger engine making 250 horsepower. In 2005, it received its first major redesign and power increased to 237 horsepower on the regular model and 276 horsepower on the S model. In 2007, both versions received another power bump, with the regular Boxster making 245 horsepower and the S 291 horsepower. The Boxster is so well engineered that on racetracks some have found the S model to be pretty close in performance compared to a base model 911. A hardtop version of the Boxster known as the Cayman became available in 2005. It was mechanically similar to the Boxster, yet with a fixed hardtop and a rear deck lid, giving you better cargo storage and a stiffer structure for better handling. Infiniti of Tacoma currently stocks early and late model Porsche Boxsters as well as Caymans. The Cayenne was a departure for the Porsche, being a rather large SUV, which was an unexpected product from a sports car manufacturer. It was also almost like Ferrari selling an SUV. While many might have said Porsche had sold out, the Cayenne became its best-selling model and a boon for Porsche's bottom line. Even though it's a big, heavy SUV, Porsche did a great job with the suspension. While not handling like a 911, it could outhandle almost any other SUV on the road. Plus, with an available 450 horsepower turbo V8, it could also leave a lot of sports cars in the dust. With an adjustable suspension and fantastic four-wheel drive system, it also proved to have Range Rover-like off-road prowess. Considering all this, it's no surprise that the Cayenne was a hit. While improved and redesigned as the years gone by, early versions of the Cayenne have proved very reliable and affordable on the pre-owned market. Infiniti of Tacoma is a great source for any of the Porsche models discussed in this article, and we will be happy to locate one for you if we don't have what you're looking for in stock. We sell lots of cars to out-of-state customers, and we'll be happy to arrange shipping to anywhere in the U.S. We'll also be happy to provide additional photos and HD video of the vehicle of interest to show you its advertised condition. Please visit our website, infinitioftacoma.com, to check our current inventory, or call us at 253-231-4300. Thanks for looking.